this and I talk about it, because when I first started doing Twitch, I didn't talk about it. I was like, it's almost like my baby. I wanted to harness it, set up my studio and all that stuff. But then now that I talk about it, now I'm getting fans from around the world, from Russia, Sweden. People come on and goes, holy shit, dude, I didn't even know you play video games. If I follow your whole entire career in mixed martial arts, I'm like, well, how does that make sense? If you've done that, then you know I had Xbox membership, which means I was in video games. So you reach people that, I see people all the time come to my channel like, oh shit, what do you do for a living? I'm like, oh, I fight. And they're like, so why do you play video games? I play video games my whole life. Cool, I'll follow you and check out your game work. You're pretty good. And I'm like, sounds good.
So most of the people that from Twitch didn't know you through UFC.
Yeah. So I get both crowds. So where people who know me UFC didn't know I play video games, and there's people I get on Twitch who love video games and didn't know I fight. And then when I show the UFC, but like, let's see it, I'm like, people are like, what the fuck is that? And I'm like, oh, I do mixed martial arts. Like, oh, you play video games too? You're pretty good. They're like, how you fight type of this? Like, Dennis, I was like 4 or 5. So it worked out.
You're in a unique position for me to ask you this, but obviously you see people like Ronda Rousey who's at the top, and people are sort of heralding her, and you see her lose.
Yeah.
Complacency, things like that. Like there are certain people like not necessarily just complacency, but you're in a position where you've not been challenged in terms of the public perception.
Gotcha.
Public perception is that you're rolling through everybody. Yeah. When you see something like that, does it only fortify your mindset on this stuff, or how does it operate? How do you think of it?
I've always used champions, people's defeats as a learning lesson. Even before that, I told somebody, hey, you're going to lose. If you stay in sport long enough, my coach said, if you stay in sport long enough, you're just going to lose. So just plain and simple, it's math. But with that being said, I never try to let the lights get to me. I know, one day, my crowd would be as big as that, hopefully. One day it might not be, but you just don't let it get to you. But like I said, it's part of the sport, man.
Yeah. But I mean, in terms of seeing it, like you're a
fighter,
there's a fighter, like, and you're in a position where I guess perceptively, like, he's the greatest in his weight division. Nobody can challenge this guy, and I felt like that was her position.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then she gets beat. How does it register for you though to see something like that?
It can happen.
Yeah.
Remember, it's like first off, when you look at it, I'm like, what a beautiful performance she did. Like, we always talk about in the gym, like, you push somebody into the range, then you hit them. So when she got Ronda and pushed her in the butt, she goes, here you go, hey, I kicked her, and I was like, bad bitch. You see Ronda, and I'm like, ah. So I mean, it's just perceptive that it can happen. It can happen tomorrow night with Conor. Conor could be doing his thing, and now I was like, dude, hey, bro. That's cool and cute, but I'm a fucking different level. Or it can happen, to Aldo. Conor get here, like, here's this pressure, you never felt it. Here's my teeth to your stomach. I keep your hands busy. Oh, you're getting tired. I'm not. Oh, here's a lot of a drop. It can just happen. So with that, I know that can happen. I live in reality. I know it can happen to me in my next fight. People are like, oh man, Henry Cejudo, man, he ain't got nothing for DJ. He's out there. He's like, double leg, high crotch, and I'm just getting worked. I'm on my back, and I was like, when I fight my special, I get taken down. Everybody was like, Jordan, like, I've never seen DJ Johnson get taken down. I was like, well, you obviously got my Dominic Cruz fight, bro, or my Horiguchi fight. I got taken down. Get back up. You just gotta keep working past that stuff and not get caught up with people think. And it's a fight. Anything can happen.
As a technical guy, though, did first minute of that fight?
Oh yeah.
You saw what was going on.
Even like. I've always said there's certain things that I want to see Ronda do.
Yeah.
Even in training, it's like, when you see them, like, hey, how many Muay Thai sparring matches or rounds has she done? How many kickboxing matches has she done? Has she worked any kicks? When you watch Ronda Rousey and she does all those open workouts, she never kicks pads. I don't know if I've never seen Ronda throw a high kick. Yeah. Like, to be a complete martial artist, you need to do that. But she's able to get away. I talked to me in one of the fights. I'm like, dude, she needs a kick. And he goes, bro, she don't need to, dog. She grabs me and throws him on. I was like, you need to have an inside nine. You need to have a switch to mid nine and kick. You need to have a switch mid nine to overhand right to left hook to a shot. You need to have that stuff where you're going against the best fighters in the world. But so.
Somehow I wouldn't argue with you on that point. So.
You need to. And I love you guys. Work on MMA. Keep it a good stuff.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
So who do you think's going to win tomorrow night or tonight?
I don't know. I honestly, I told the UFC this is probably the best matchmaking they've done in a long time.
So no predictions for Aldo.
No, I mean, no, dude. No. So predictions. Like, the one thing I would say is that Aldo looks amazing. He looks like he had a great weight cut. It looks like he came in happy when he was back.
Do you think that was a mind game he was playing with them?
Yeah,
Doing his post?
I don't think it's a mind game. I think it's just something to show the fans and even Conor, like, dude, I'm fine. I'm here. But then again, it's a fight. Anything can happen.
So you think Conor? How do you think he looked at the weigh-in? Did he look?
He looked drained. He always looks. I mean, it's a big weight cut for him. I mean, especially the biggest thing is that how they're going to rebound from no IV. But he's a big dude. I mean, he's been outspoken about it. And he's a big dude, so it's a hard weight cut. I mean, shit, me making 125 pounds, I don't look the best. And I still got the abs; they look good, but I don't feel good. I don't feel too bad.
Can I ask you about the significance of UFC 200 as an event for what it means to the sport of MMA and UFC? That's such a milestone.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's great that the UFC's been able to keep on doing the UFC pay-per-views and make it up to 200. So I'm excited to see UFC make it to UFC 500 or UFC XXXX or whatever. Well, no, they might think it's porn or something. But we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see them make it to 200.
Is that the kind of card that you'd want to be a part of?
Yeah, I want to watch.
Yeah.
I want to watch. I like to watch. You know, it all depends. If it's in Vegas, then yeah, I might want to be a part of it. I just like fighting in Vegas. It's just the system the system the UFC runs here in Vegas is so smooth. Everything's here. It's just nice. I just like it. So, you know, who knows? You know, if it's the right opponent and they build it up right and it's a sick card, you know, I'm all about it.
So I asked Cruz this. Does it mean anything to you that a fellow former WEC fighter is headlining arguably the biggest event in UFC history?
What card is that? Oh, Aldo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool, you know. But at the same time, it would be better if it would be more of a spiciness to it if the UFC had a 145-pound division before the UFC, you know, because it's almost like we're all WC guys still. We just have three different letters, UFC. So, like, it's almost like, for instance, like Luke Rockhold, he was Strikeforce, and now let's say he was headlining this card. It's almost like Strikeforce is headlining the UFC because he was a Strikeforce guy, and we had Strikeforce 170er, 185ers, and they had UFC 185ers. So that's how I see it.
So it's like WC versus Cage Warriors.
There you go. There you go. There you go.